Hi, Fran here. I'm still a boomer.
I'm Tyler, and I'm still a Zoomer.
So, first, I wanted to just um, tell Tyler how proud I am of you
Thank you.
because at 20 years old, I was not in that position that you're in. Working a part-time job, learning real estate, getting your real estate license, that is to be commended at your age.
Thank you.
So, I hope all Generation Z community takes and practices what Tyler's doing. It's now that you have to do it because you know what? In 30 years, your house will be paid and you'll be maybe my age or younger. So it's very important to start thinking that way.
Yeah, it goes to show that, you put in the work when you're younger and it pays off when you're older, and that's the ideal goal. But so Fran, I want to talk to you today about interest rates, since they're so crazy, you know what I mean, with the current rates we have today. So firstly, I just wanted to ask you, what are the current interest rates that we have today?
Right now, I think they're about 7%.
Okay, wow.
Which may sound high to some people, but I remember in the 80s and 90s, they were 18%.
Oh my goodness.
And people still bought because they had, the foresight to realize that down the road they can always refinance.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not free to refinance. It does cost money, but if you're going to get a lower payment, that's what it's all about.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
So
how did people buy back then with those interest rates being 18%? Like, how was it possible for them to
that's a good question.
Purchase a home?
Well, remember, prices were not as they are now.
That's true.
They were, like I said, the first episode we had, I think it was 80s, 100,000.
Wow.
So at that time, though, everything was, lower too. So people still did it, and then they refinanced, because if you wait till the interest rates go down, the prices go up, and then you can't win.
Yeah.
You might as well do it now and find a home that's going to be within your budget, and speak to a loan officer that could pre-qualify to get you to where you need to be.
Definitely. I can't believe that interest rates today are actually lower than they were back then. That's, hey, look at that. We're headed in the right place.
Right. So you think 7% is high?
Yeah.
Try 18.
Shoot.
Yeah. So that's very important to keep in mind when you're out looking, and hopefully you find the home of your dreams.
Definitely.
But I wanted to ask you as well, how do you perceive the idea of home ownership compared to renting?
I think home ownership's really a dream for all, or a dream for me, a dream for everyone in my generation. I think it's just not obtainable at the moment for some of us who are entering the workforce, entering our family careers and everything like that. Like, it just does. It's a hard dream to have. You know what I mean?
It's a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's something that I think everyone should be interested in if they're not.
Yes, that's a goal, and you have to start off, with the goal,
somewhere.
and then you just keep moving along with it. Because I just read an article not too long ago that your generation is definitely, they want to buy a home. There's no question about it. They realize how important it is to invest in yourself rather than just throwing away your money, paying rent and making your landlord richer, right? But there are programs, as we mentioned before, that have the ability to help with the down payment and the closing costs. But the credit, I think, is really the key. If you have good credit, you have a chance. Credit is so important. I can't emphasize that enough. People think that it's a joke, but it's not. Everything is based on your credit, especially owning a home. So that's really important to the generation that's now coming up, and even millennials, same thing. I mean, everyone has to think about, how's my credit? Let me keep it above as much as I can.
And if you or someone that is looking to fix their credit, please reach out to us. We work with trusted professionals who spend their days helping get your credit better.
Exactly. Yeah, there's credit companies that help increase the score, because that's what they go by. They go by the score, and if it's too low, I think right now you have to have a 640 FICO to even qualify. So that's really important.
Indeed.
you have any other questions for me today?
Yeah. So, Fran, what type of property would you recommend purchasing if you had all cash and you were looking to make an investment?
Well, if I owned my own home, that's the first thing I would do, is,
Correct.
of course, own my own home. And then what a lot of people do, after a while, they tap into the equity and they invest in another single family home, or some people go into a duplex, and then this way they have 2 rentals, 3 rentals, 4 rentals to help, pay the house off and have an investment, a tax advantage. That's huge tax advantage when you have a home and when you have investment. But with investment property, you do need the 25% down.
Correct.
So you have to have first the equity in the home that you own. Then you could think about spreading out and doing an investment property.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's my advice. Anyway, that's what I see out here in the real estate world.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. So, do you find that people hold it against you because you're that young that they don't take you seriously?
I think it just gives me something to work for harder, like, especially nowadays, a lot of things are online, so sometimes I won't meet with the person until I've already shown them what I can do for them, and then by the time they understand my age, that I'm only 20 years old, they're okay with it because they understand the work and the work ethic that I have, so they're cool with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I find that sometimes, too, with me. They'll look at me, oh, she's old, she doesn't know what she's doing, or she should retire. Well, I'm still out and about, and I'll do that until whenever. But, people, unfortunately, they sometimes judge you by your age rather than your experience and your work ethic. So
It's like the old saying, don't judge a book by the cover.
And you can you can teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah, there you go.
So, any questions, anything else that may interest people? I encourage anyone to contact me and Tyler as well if you have any questions or concerns about buying a first-time buyer, or investment. We're able to guide you along the process.
Definitely. And comment down below, what we should talk about in our next podcast. Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Alrighty.
Thank you.